Hi, Sarah. So for Sam's grade 9 health and physical education, in D2L, you'll find all of the health work that she has to do. So this screen here will come up for her when she logs in. From home, you'd simply type in ucdsb.elearningontario.ca. It'll bring her to a login screen, and then she would use her normal login and password that she uses at school to get access to it. If you go up here and click on content, it's going to take you to all of the activities and the information for this. And it's set up based on strands. And so there's the three strands in phys ed. So strand A, active living; strand B, your movement competence, skills, concepts, and strategies; and then strand C, the healthy living section. This health work section here, she won't be able to see that, so don't worry about that section right there. So what she would do is she would go into strand A, for example, and you'll notice it's then sorted into the overall expectations. So active participation, personal fitness, and safety. And within each of those sections, you'll see there's other activities and things that need to be done in order to achieve those types of things. So the self-evaluations we've done until self-evaluation number 4 so far. This is sort of an in-class thing. I don't expect Sam to do this component as she's not with us in the class for that. So you don't need to worry about that section. In terms of personal fitness, she may have missed a few of the fitness testing things, but I would like her to still do the goal setting section. When she goes into this goal setting section, it's going to talk about the components of fitness. And she has an aspect of that I'm going to share with you a little bit in terms of what I want her to do to log her weekly activity. So the goal setting piece is definitely something she can do as well. And then the safety section is something that she can definitely do. So she needs to make sure that she goes in and she completes the CPR AED for grade 9. Again, she'll only be able to see the stuff that she needs to do for the grade 9. So it's either activities that they all do or activities that grade 9s do. She won't see as much as I was on my screen simply because I have everybody's stuff. For strand B, when it comes to the movement skills, if she wishes to attempt some of these quizzes, she can. There's some things related to actual movement stuff in TGFU. So these are different things that we do. So these documents right here, that's the information that she could then use to then complete those questions. And then the same thing over here on this one here. The phases of movement are described here, and this is sort of working with that. Again, if she'd like to do these, she can, but I'm not really expecting her to do that if she doesn't want to. Strand C, however, she will need to do all of strand C. So in the grade 9 section, you'll see that there's three, again, overall expectations or areas. So that's your understanding health concepts, making healthy choices, and making connections for healthy living. The first two are open. Students should be done C1, so it should be completely finished. And then your C2 section should be almost done by now. Now, she may be a bit behind, which is okay, but by the end of the course, she'll need to have all three of those overall expectations completed. So she can click on one of those to get in a little bit deeper into it on the screen here. It comes up, and then it basically lists all the different things that need to be done. The marks are going to be based on the discussions. So there's discussions and sometimes assignments and sometimes quizzes. That's where the marks will be generated from. What will happen is that the information of the file pages before each of those activities, those contain the information that is required to then be able to complete the discussion topic or do the assignment. So it's like a book, right? You want to look at the information on this page, the information on this page, and then here's the activity. And that'll make it easy to work your way through it. Now, in terms of knowing what she does and doesn't have done, what you can do under assessments is you'll click on grades, and this grade sheet will open up. My first screen won't look like yours. Hers will look something like this. It's a little bit different on this side here, but it tells you if it's been marked or not. So again, the self-evaluations, she doesn't necessarily need to do these, so don't worry about those. She can set some personal goals, so there should be a mark for that one. And then in terms of the all grade safety, she would have completed this earlier on. And then this would be her grade 9 safety. So this will show up so that she can see this. So for each one of these quizzes, she should have gotten 10 out of 10. The idea was they're supposed to keep doing it until they got perfect. Each quiz actually tells you what page of the information file that was back in the content that the answers are found on. And they're all sort of matching quizzes. So that should be completed. The grade 10 to 12 stuff won't show up on her screen. Again, you don't need to worry about the B1s or B2s. And then you would fall into the strand C, the healthy living grade 9. And so here, everything's been put in order. You'll notice everything's coded. So you've got C11 activity 1. So what would happen is, let's say, for example, that's not done and you're trying to find it, you go back to content, and then the content page will open up. And so now you know that it's C11. So you'd go here to strand C. You see that it's C1. So you'd open that up, and then you're looking for C11 and then activity 1. So this is the holistic approach to health. Okay, and so that grade item ties back to that activity. And so you can also notice that the name's there as well, holistic approach to health. So you use this coding right here to go back into the content to then find where it's located so that you can look at the previous files to it so that she has the information that she needs to then complete the assignment. So again, you just go down this list and it's going to give you, it'll say, 0 out of 10 or 5 out of 10 or hopefully 10 out of 10, like whatever mark she's already achieved. But if it doesn't have a mark, then it needs to be done. As I mentioned, the C1 section's been completed and students are now working on C2. And eventually C3 will open, but all of this work right here needs to be done by the end of the course. So really what I'm looking for her from the D2L is all of the strand C work right here. And then I would like to have her also complete the safety CPR stuff, so the grade 9 CPR AED work. And then she should also do these personal goals. So that's what I need her to do out of the D2L. As well, what I'd like her to do is a weekly log sheet of her physical activity. So what she would do is she'd put her name here, put down the date for Monday, and then she can list the different activities she did, and then she can put down sort of start times, end times, and then try and calculate how many minutes she was active each day. At the bottom here, she'll total up her minutes for the overall week. And then what I'd like her to do is do an assessment of her weekly physical activity. So she'll go back to determine how often she did certain activities, which train each components of fitness, all right? And then put a check mark beside the component of fitness for every day she did exercises that would train them. And then once she's done this, she'll look for any components that need to be, she needs to do some more of, and then she'll set a goal for the next week how to improve. So this is the sheet now where this explains what the components of fitness are. You have your health related and your skill related. She puts check marks for each time she did one of those. So she'll think about these activities and whether it covered these different types of things. She'll then calculate how many times she did them. So now that she's done that, she can take a look, and if there's an area that maybe she's missing, she can then create a personal goal for the next week in terms of what she might do to address that component of fitness. So I'd like her to complete one of these for each week now that you're working with her, and then these can be emailed me for submission. So if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask, and hopefully this will help you in terms of knowing what to do with Sam, and you can show this to Sam, and hopefully this will make things clear for her. All right, best of luck, and let me know if you have any questions.